Okay, good day everyone. So now I will going to discuss each of the different IT laws of the Philippines, and I will state my opinion regarding on the law and its implementation and its significance to me as a Filipino citizen. So the first IT law that we are going to discuss is the Republic Act number 10844, otherwise known as the Department of Information and Communications Technology Act of 2015, which was signed into law on the 23rd of May 2016. Now, it states here that, in accordance to the law, the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or the DICT, shall be the primary policy, planning, coordinating, implementing, and administrative entity of the executive branch of the government that will plan, develop, and promote the national ICT development agenda. Now, in my opinion about the DICT law, well, it's necessary or significant for me as a Filipino citizen because it uh, gives me the opportunity to be literate in terms of the field of the ICT, and also it enhances my skills and my abilities to adapt to the uh, modernization of this world. And as we all know that as the world is improving, the technology is also in demand. So I think the RA 10844 is really important and necessary and should be implemented in the Philippines. So the next law we are going to discuss is the Republic Act number 11032. So it is an act promoting ease of doing business and efficient delivery of government services, amending for the purpose Republic Act 9485, otherwise known as the Anti-Red Tape Act of 2007, and for other purposes. So the vision of the said law, the Anti-Red Tape Authority, you can see in the section 17 of RA 11032. It provides for the creation of the Anti-Red Tape Authority, or ARTA, the government agency mandated to administer and implement the said law and its implementing rules and regulations, and to monitor and ensure compliance with the national policy on anti-red tape and ease of doing business in the country. So the RA 11032 is a law aimed at streamlining government services. It presents systems and procedures. This agenda is focused on increasing the Philippines' competitiveness and ease of doing business. So the mission or the significance of this said law is that they will transform the way the government serves and enable its citizens and stakeholders through good regulatory practices and streamlining, also re-engineering of processes, collaboration, and application of technology. Likewise, they will strictly implement and oversee a national policy on anti-red tape and ease of doing business through monitoring compliance of agencies, initiating investigations, or filing cases for violations of RA 1103. So how does this law affect me as a citizen, a Filipino citizen? Well, it's good to know that this law is already mandated since promotes integrity, accountability, proper management of public affairs, and public property, as well as to establish effective practices aimed at the prevention of graft and corruption in our government. So now what we have here is another law, another IT law that we are going to discuss, which is the Republic Act 10929. So this law is signed by Duterte on Wednesday, August 3. It creates a free internet access program in all public places in the country. So the idea of this law is the Department of Information and Communication Technology, as the lead agency, is ordered to ensure that there is free internet service in the following areas. So these areas are the first, the national and local government offices, public basic education institutions. Also, we have the public hospitals, health centers, and rural health units. And also the public parks, plazas, libraries, and barangay reading centers. Also, we have here public airports, seaports, and public transport terminals. So the law requires that signages to indicate free Wi-Fi be placed in conspicuous parts of the area. So yeah, it is beneficial. It is very beneficial to the Filipino people and also to the IT community that this law provides accessible and fast internet. So in that way, it makes our communication and transfer of data fast and efficient. Now let's dive in and tackle uh, also one of the IT law in the Philippines, which is the Department Memorandum Circular 2017-001, or the Public Key Infrastructure. So what is this law? A public key infrastructure, or the PKI, is a collection of rules, hardware and software, and also processes for creating, managing, distributing, using, storing, and revoking digital certificates, as well as managing public key encryption. So the importance of the PKA is in today's digital age, because there are now millions of applications and connected devices that require certification, properly authenticating and maintaining certificates for these technologies. So it is essential to keep our highly connected world secure. So for that reason, I think it is very good that we have this law. And not just it affects me as a Filipino citizen, but it also affects all of the people who are into the information and communications technology to be safe and also secure. Another law that we are going to discuss is the RA 11202, which also known as the Mobile Number Portability Act of the Philippines. It is an act requiring mobile service providers to provide nationwide mobile number portability to subscribers. So, what does this law imply? First, let's talk about what is mobile number portability. Mobile number portability is a process that allows you to change your network provider. If you are currently using a mobile phone number that is registered with a mobile network operator for at least 6 months, you are allowed to port your number to another mobile network. Now, the importance of this law with regards to me as a Philippine citizen and as a and the community of information and technology is this act ensures that mobile phone users can keep their numbers even when they transfer to another service provider or when they switch their subscription from postpaid to prepaid or vice versa. So I think that's it for the RA 11202. Now the last IT law that we are going to discuss is the RA number 10173 or the Data Privacy Act of 2012. So what does this law states? So the DPA or the Data Privacy Act of 2012 aims to protect the fundamental human right to privacy of communication while ensuring free flow of information to promote innovation and growth, and the state's inherent obligation to ensure that personal information in information and communication system in government and in private sector are secured and protected. The DPA and its implementing rules and regulation apply to all acts done or practices engaged in and outside of the Philippines if the person, either an individual or an institution involved in the processing of personal data, is located in the Philippines. Number two, the act or practice involves personal data of a Philippine citizen or Philippine resident. Then the processing of personal data is done in the Philippines or the act practice or processing of personal data is done by an entity with links to the Philippines, subject to international law and committee. So the personal data refers here to all types of personal information. So its importance to me as a Filipino citizen and to all the information and communication technology community is its importance is one, to protect the privacy and individuals while ensuring free flow and information to promote innovation and growth, and two, regulate the collection, recording, organization, storage, updating or modification, retrieval, consultation, use, consolidation, blocking, erasure, or destruction of personal data. And number three, it ensures that the Philippines complies with international standards set for data protection through National Privacy Commission or the NPC. So this law is very beneficial to us since it protects the privacy of the individuals, which is very important in exchanging information. So that's all for the IT laws that we discussed, and thank you for listening.